and we are about to go live. Hey, folks, just thought I'd pop in, say hi, give you guys an update on things that are happening as they happen. So, same as always, if you join me in the live and you want to jump in with a comment, let me know your name, where you're at, where you're from. Totally cool. If you want to ask a question or have any comments, always open to have that too. So, not a problem. Feel free to jump in if you like. Want to cover a couple things. One, we are more and more officially moving to Kansas. So we are escaping California and moving to Kansas. Had a lot of people asking, why Kansas? What's in Kansas? Why would you move to Kansas? Well, my wife has three sisters in Kansas. So we want to be closer to family. That's one thing. And we also want our dollar to go a lot further than it goes in Southern California. So I just want to give you like a for example, just a for example. The house that we live in now is going to rent for $3,420 a month. I didn't stutter. $3,420 a month. The rent on the house that we're going to is $925. So you can see right there, if you are self-employed, if you're an entrepreneur, you're working remotely, and you're bringing in money from online work, then why would you pay, 3, 4 times the amount of rent to exist, if you can maintain the revenue and get somewhere else? And my sister chimes in and says, and only 20 hours away. So Kimberly is my sister, so that's a cheat, right? So she's not like a real fan or someone else that's like jumping into the show. She's my sister. She's supposed to watch these things. So she's only 20 hours away. So Kansas puts me right smack in the middle of where things are at. Now, I intend to still do consulting and coaching and traveling and doing a lot of business stuff with people, and being centrally located is going to be a big plus because I do a lot of travel with my camper van. For instance, there was a lot. Leave Cali. There's Brian Stevens. There's my brother-in-law. Leave Cali. Yeah, it's leaving Cali is a big thing. We're actually getting really excited about it. We're sharing this out on LinkedIn right now, and I wanted to give you an idea of the power of LinkedIn in regards to the move. So I went into LinkedIn and I did a search for business owners and business owners and entrepreneurs in the Wichita area. So I did that, came up with a short list of people. It wasn't a huge list. And then what I did was I said, what are my second level connections to those people? So that means, do we have a connection in common? Okay, so that shortens the list down a little bit more. And then I sent out, invitations to connect with a short message like, hey, I'm moving to Wichita, just looking to reach out and meet other professionals in the area. Well, the culture there is completely different than the culture in Southern California. 120 people have been outreached to. Out of 120, 68 have made the connection. So that's better than a 50% connection rate, which is huge. Now, here's where things go crazy. Out of those 68, maybe 20 of them have sent a personal message. Obviously, a personal message, an organic, personal, typed it themselves message. And a lot of those messages were, hey, I do a shared office space thing in Wichita. I'd love to have you come see the office. I want to introduce you to everybody at the office. Hey, I work with the Chamber of Commerce. Would love to have you come and visit the chamber. I've already had invitations to speak. As you know, I do some leadership speaking. So I've had invitations to speak. It has been amazing. So to go from the Southern California hustle and bustle, $3,000, $4,000 a month just to cover your housing, to go somewhere else and be like, okay, $1,000 covers the nut, right? And then have all these other opportunities pop up has been really, really, really cool. Now, when I went live last time, I told you guys that people in Kansas probably didn't like Californians much. We did an experiment. We tried to rent a place. We tried to buy, and then we couldn't get anyone to answer our emails or our phone calls. And so we ran out of time, and we're like, okay, well, we don't have time to put a mortgage together and buy a house. So let's just get something rented and let's just get out there. And so we started trying to contact rental agencies. I was using my phone number. My phone number is an LA-based phone number. Nobody was calling us back. Nobody was calling us back. I was calling people and emailing people and following up, and nobody was getting back in touch with us. So then we remembered that my wife's phone number is from New Mexico, from when we used to live in Albuquerque. And we started applying with her phone number instead of my phone number. And people started calling us back. You know, there's a lot in that story. There's a lot to unpack there. So yeah, we are escaping from California. Once we get settled, I'm going to take a look at the GoFundMe account, and I'm going to see how that really worked, really analyze things. And my intention is to try and use the GoFundMe engine to help other entrepreneurs escape as well. A lot of folks are stuck here because of that cost of living. You work your fanny off and it's just barely enough to survive, just barely enough to squeak through, just barely enough to meet the bare minimums. And so you're unable to kind of get that nest egg together that gives you the freedom to go, right? And so what I want to do is I want to start creating different programs and packages that I can help other entrepreneurs escape with, and say, okay, well, here's your nest egg. This will get you going. Here's your nest egg. This will get you going. There's a lot of great talent here. It's really stifled because you can't grow if you don't have funding to make growth possible. Here's a good example. I find myself doing a lot of things at Mañana No Mas that I should not be doing. I should be paying somebody to do some of the stuff that I do. That would create income for somebody else, but it would also create the opportunity for me to do the higher level, higher return activities. And so once you start to understand like how your business is bottlenecked or how you're getting stuck, it's really important to take those steps to get unstuck. So getting unstuck for us is getting away from the expense of Southern California, getting into an economy that favors us, and then optimizing that opportunity to make sure that we grow as much as possible. So I'm into that. Now, one of the things I want to do before I forget. So I told you guys the move is on. We got a house rented. We know where we're going to go. We're going to be in Hutchinson, Kansas. Maybe I'm giving you too much information. I don't care. We're going to be in Hutchinson, Kansas. We'll be there for a while, and then we're going to find another property to buy. So our goal is to buy and stay there long term. The other thing I wanted to do is I wanted to give a shout out to Rob Walling. Those of you that don't know Rob, or those of you that think it's a familiar name, but you're not sure why it's a familiar name, he has a very successful podcast called Startups for the Rest of Us. He also has an incubation thing for businesses, for entrepreneurs. And he just authored a book. And I interviewed him on a podcast a week or two ago, and he was cool enough to send me a copy of the book. So I wanted to do kind of an unboxing here with you guys and just kind of share this with you. I'll get it up close on the camera. Rob Walling is his name. Okay. And as you see there, he is the creator of MicroConf and TinySeed. And MicroConf and TinySeed have to do with startups, especially in the SaaS industry. So this is called the SaaS Playbook. And my understanding is that it's going to be a book that kind of gives you the how-to on how to get a SaaS started. And SaaS, for those of you that don't know, SaaS is software as a service. So like if you've heard of Mighty Networks as a social networking platform, that's a SaaS, software as a service, right? So you subscribe to that and you get the ability to use it for business. Kajabi is a good example of one. Kajabi, Udemy, there's a bunch of them, right? And so there's all these platforms out there that people subscribe to, and those are called SaaSes. And then Rob's real involved in helping those companies get started and, break through, make them do what they got to do. So, Adam Silver said hi. I was about to say goodbye, but then Adam signed in. Oh my goodness. So Adam is one of my WordPress friends. He is phenomenal. I didn't ask. I think I did ask. You're not going to be at WordCamp US, are you, buddy? I am leaving tomorrow for Maryland. I'll be going to WordCamp US. It's at the harbor in Maryland. And so I'll be hanging out there for about 3 days with the Lifter LMS crew. I can't wait, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be phenomenal. This will be the first time that I've met Jason and Kim Coleman in person. I did just interview Jason on the WP podcast, WP Tonic podcast. So, and Adam's going to be there tomorrow. Look at that. Adam says that he will be there and that he arrives tomorrow as well. So I'm going to arrive while everybody's asleep. So I'm going really, really late. So I probably should be like authentic and say that I'll be there on the 24th, but I'll be there all day on the 24th. The WordCamp US is the 25th and 26th. And then I'm flying home at like dawn on the 27th. With us getting ready for the move, there was just no way to think that I was going to, drive the camper van, make a trip out of it, have a good time, and do all the stuff that, I wanted to do. So the fun travel got canceled. The business travel replaced it. And so I'll be flying in and flying out. But I am so looking forward to meeting Jason and Kim in person. I see them every day on a Scrum call. And again, I just interviewed Jason, which was kind of weird, but I interviewed Jason on the WP Tonic podcast, and that went really, really well. So I'm looking forward to meeting the guys. Of course, Chris and Will be there. Chris to me is like a brother. So it'll be awesome to see him in person again. And we'll just go from there. Looks like we've got some comments rolling in again. It's just Adam giving me the thumbs up. Cool. Folks, that's it. I really just wanted to share this book with you. I've interviewed Rob now twice. So I'm looking forward to meeting Rob in person. He's one of those people that I feel connected to that I never met in person. So I'm looking forward to meeting Rob in person. I've met Adam Silver before, and I'm looking forward to meeting him again. That'll be fun to see you there, buddy. And there's a ton of people that are going to be there this time. So I'm really looking forward to getting there and moving and grooving. And I know that like WP Engine's having a thing, Elementor's having a thing. The WP Stellar group is having their thing. They're doing like a combined sponsorship thing at a big party. So there's going to be a lot of activities, and it's going to be really, really cool. So looking forward to it. So again, wanted to update you. The move is happening. Things are starting to smooth out. The house is over half packed. Vehicles are serviced and ready for the trip. We got movers staged to come and grab the big things. So that's good. We got a place to park all that stuff because we already pre-rented a house. And as far as growing the business, I talked about growing the agency. Talked about like what it's like financially to go and have the opportunity to grow in Kansas. But again, all those opportunities that have come through the LinkedIn outreach, that's kind of been a surprise. I wasn't expecting to have those many connections, just driving into a city. That part's really, really cool. So that's awesome. The Power Sport Academy has launched phase 4. So phase 4 involves certification for dealerships, and we started the Power Sport Retailers Association to handle that certification process. So that just launched. And Mañana No Mas, of course, still has the easy button, and we now offer hosting and templated startup sites for some of our clients. We make it real easy. So if you're new to having a website and you don't really want to pay an agency thousands of dollars to build something for you, you can just choose our easy button. You can take the easy button, get you a moderately priced hosting package, and it'll come with a really good theme, a starter template. All you got to do is change your text and your images and get the thing going. With your hosting package comes an hour Zoom call with me, and I will run through the site, give you an orientation of it, show you how to make those changes and make you feel more comfortable with doing that. And then, of course, we are a full service agency. So if you get into it and you go, hey, I'm in too deep, or I'm in over my head, or I really want some help with something, we have those services available for you. But I wanted to make sure we had the easy button ready to keep people on budget and give them, that no excuses path to getting something online and get something moving, a minimal viable product. So that's it, folks. Have yourself an absolutely wonderful day. I'm going to dive out of here and give you the thanks for watching outro.